Okay, well, let's get started. I like starting the show with laughter anyway, and we cut out everything that just happened before you, dear listener, started listening. But
it's for your own good.
Yeah, exactly. It's for the good of the country. But this is Inane Blather. And it's a show. No, I'm drawing a blank. What do we do here? No, this is Inane Blather. I wish I could remember our tagline off the top of my head. Maybe we should start using that.
Nazis deserve healthcare?
No.
Leftism isn't radical, it's tubular?
Yeah, it's gnarly. No, just the thing that I have about, capitalist critique from dummies, a real commie.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? A real commie, gender studies major, and her idiot brother, the fake economist. Something like that. Maybe we don't have to include idiot in there. But the best way to describe it, of course, it's Inane Blather, hosted by two...
headstrong, stubborn, quibbling, self-centered, vindictive, obnoxious, hormonal, sexually preoccupied, evil, thieving, cross-dressing jerks.
Yeah. And whenever we finally get to that R&D back, that'll tell us what the acronym for that is, or the abbreviation.
Yeah.
We'll just go with that. So people will get it. It's easy.
It's very self-explanatory, intuitive, I would say.
So now we have a few things we could talk about, but and getting right into it, I mean, we're not talking about the weather that much anymore, but I'll just say it's been very nice where I live.
It's a very nice day.
It's a very nice.
It rained today.
Actually, it sprinkled today too, and I was really upset because I was about to go mow someone's lawn. I was like, "Are you serious?" And then by the time I got there and got the lawnmower set up, sun was out. It was like 65 degrees. Whew, it's nice. But
nice.
Yeah, and that we only bring that up because love it now before the world is on fire and we're all complaining about the hurricanes in the Pacific Northwest.
But legitimately, take a moment to experience the weather on a nice day. It feels really good to have the sun on your face and to feel the fresh springtime especially.
Yes.
Because, there will be fires in the summer. It'll be cold again in the winter. So on the nice days, don't take it for granted.
True.
It's a nice reminder. Kelsey and I made a little paver that is in the shape of a heart in front of our shed today. That was lovely.
Cute.
Out in the sun.
That's lovely.
So, yeah, we're so ridiculously cute.
I don't take it for granted, but mostly
and humble.
Yeah, but mostly just because to me the winter. I mean,
that was, and I don't say this lightly, worse than 100 September 11th.
Yeah, that's. Excuse me, pretty much every winter for me. This is also, if you're new to the show, I burp on the podcast, so deal with it. I'm.
You new listeners, I'm sure we picked up.
Yeah, I'm currently drinking Merchant's Craft soft drink Diet Cola. Good stuff. It's funny. So I was going to say before we get into other things, of course, we're really excited that we got shouted out by R.M. Brown, our Lord and Savior himself. And
oh my God.
As a side note, what was really funny is that so he goes on the Quanment show and opens our podcast and plays some of it on the show. And I think
music.
That right around probably right around the time that he skipped to, I think that was the same episode where we had even said, like, and if you're new to this, how the hell did you get here? Like, what are you talking? Who are we kidding? And it was that exact sentiment where it's like, it doesn't matter. 12 people listen to the show. God. I mean, I know that because I get the analytics. But yeah.
If you can call those analytics.
Yeah, emphasis on the anal. I was so happy to hear it. If anyone's interested, if you're one of the elite Patreon subscribers to R.M. Brown, It's about
Member of the muscular class.
Yes, it's about 3 hours and 55 minutes into the most recent Quamment show. I love the Quamment show a lot. I feel like it's bad. I really grow my parasocial relationship with Aaron Brown through that and I think we all do, because he just answers everything.
Because he's answering questions and taking comments.
He responds to, but just everything about news stuff, about reinforcement of our, little in-group jokes, and also just personal questions about him constantly. Yeah, different films and music and, what he's into and all that. And I like it. So someday we'll be there.
He's great. Everyone should check him out. He's so great.
You say what you will about Aaron Brown, but
I don't even care that he's a misogynist.
And he is. No, he most definitely is not.
That's why we love him.
Yeah. Why do you think he's single? No.
Stop.
So, and also, I know you had something that you wanted to talk about, but I keep forgetting. Every week, there's something like a legit, quote unquote, big political news story or something interesting that we don't even address at all. And we try not to date the show too much, but some things I'm like, we didn't even mention that. And I just think that today, to date the show,
big news,
Tucker Carlson got let go. And not even him going on his show and saying, hey, you know what? Actually, this is the end of the show. No, just cliffhanger.
His last show, they said his last show was Friday.
Yeah.
He won't be having any more shows.
So
and
it's
Kelsey and I
gotta
were
be
talking
because
about
of
it,
the
and I
lawsuit.
wonder, yeah, for sure. What will he do next? If I was him, I would literally do nothing.
Yeah.
That's how
if he
lame
was
these people's lives are. You have
he was
so
a
much
normal
money. What would
person-
you do?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I'd go
you don't want to do
travel
literally
and
nothing.
hang out with my family.
Yeah, exactly.
Art,
it's like
work in my
pick up
yard,
art,
do things like
start collecting
you
cars
have
like
a
Jay
hobby.
Leno.
You go spend time. Man, if I didn't have to have a job, all my relationships would be even stronger. I'd be able to spend so much time with all these people that I love and be able to paint rocks with my nieces and go to shows with my friends and go hang out with my family, my dad and whatever, for however long you wanted. Just fuck around and have a good time. And
Yeah.
you're not you're doing nothing. You're constantly doing something with the people that you love and doing things that you want to do.
Yeah.
But then instead, these rich people, what he'll probably do? He'll probably he'll probably write a book, or he'll do this or do that.
Run for president.
Why? What are you doing?
Oh boy.
That's
not.
how money doesn't make you happy. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Oh God.
It's
I didn't think about
me,
that.
I'd be making furniture, That's what I'd be doing. And I'd be very happy to do it. I'd probably end up getting pretty good at it.
I'd be doing more work into this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd start hosting an extremist left podcast. No, we're not extreme, but I would just go down in history.
I think it's interesting that a person this pathetic can also be a genius whose name will never die.
And that applies to Tucker Carlson too, of course. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to
genius.
get these soundboards together because
This is propaganda.
But no more Tucker.
Yeah.
I do wonder what he's going to
Interesting.
do. He doesn't have to fucking be on TV. It sure seems like, of course, he's terrible. The show's terrible. It does terrible things. It's
This
one
is
of the
terrible.
biggest things. You're terrible. One of the worst things to happen to American culture at this point. But it seems like he was strangely decent at doing it. Because I don't know how else, for people on our side have you ever sat and watched, uninterrupted, a full Tucker segment? It's insanity.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem, and there's no relief from it. He seems like a buffoon and all this, yet somehow he's doing it well
confused
enough
buffoon.
that his viewers are into it. I just don't.
Lapping it up.
Yeah, it's different than like you could sit and watch Alex Jones or something. I mean, unhinged, right wing, bordering anti-Semitic conspiracy theory stuff. Be like, but I get it. Like, I mean, I get it. The guy is crazy. He's got his unique voice.
You're like, I get it.
Literally and
Anti-Semitism.
figuratively. No, but I mean, the way that the show works, the way that he is.
He's
Like, I can
entertaining.
understand it. Yeah, I can understand how you can get into it or why people would like it. You know, the content itself is besides that point. But with Tucker, it's like, I mean, everyone knows
What's
the
the
same
appeal?
jokes about him. His Tucker face. You know, you took a picture of your Tucker face. I mean, you just look like befuddled beyond all recognition, and everyone knows that. Yet somehow he's the most popular late night news show host in the country. And now, I don't know. They don't even have anything lined up. It's going to be like Fox 5 or something is filling in his spot. I'm surprised they don't move Hannity
Yeah.
to his spot. But
I was just thinking about him.
yeah, but he's boring now.
Yeah.
He's not white nationalist enough. He's just a conservative oaf. He looks like a loaf of
With a
bread.
big square head.
Yeah. His head looks like half a
about
loaf
white
of bread.
bread.
Yeah. Like with no
really
neck,
funny.
just a bread bag sitting on top of someone's shoulders, and you just draw a face on it. Bread man.
Whole loaf head Hannity. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Bread brain. So does anyone care that Tucker Carlson got let go? Like, is Twitter or like right wing? Do people like him, or is it just old people with their TV on? Because that's
People
where I've
like
mostly
him.
experienced Fox News.
Well,
is like you know,
yeah,
Grandpa's house
that's the thing
blaring.
is that yeah,
But at the gym, at the whatever, the airport.
I've seen more
but
mid-age
not really-
boomers
I'm not-
watch him
Don't
for
run in those
sure.
circles.
People with a newer
Hmm.
truck and that live in a cookie cutter neighborhood in white suburbia.
People
they
have
watch
cable,
it.
I guess.
They watch
Weird.
Tucker for sure. I mean, there's those 3 million viewers come from somewhere, and I mean it's more than The Simpsons gets on a Sunday night now. But and that's like weeknights or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think they always said, at least when it was at its height, I think more at the beginning of the Trump presidency and stuff, straight up, I mean, white nationalists, those type of people, they don't have to just be geriatrics that just don't change the channel. Those people like Tucker and they watch the show.
Are they
pretty
like
much take
mad about it?
notes.
That's what I was saying. Are they mad on-
Maybe.
is
I
there
mean,
like
maybe they'd follow him somewhere else, but I don't know. I feel like that's the thing is that, like you kind of alluded to, a guy in his position, it's like they'll like him when he's on, but they don't have to follow him somewhere because there's no underlying like hunger for news and change. Like even people that believe the crap that he says, they can't in their heart believe that he's a true believer. I'm using that word too much, but do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to get it across. Like there is no underlying fire to it. Like there's this reason that he's doing it. He can say that he's looking out for the working class, but it's never really been put across that that's what he's doing, that he came up and became popular because he's fighting for, the lost white man or something like that. It's just he's been on
just,
TV
like,
for
the
30
face,
years.
Yeah,
So,
he's the face that spews out this stuff. Like they don't have loyalty to him. It's just that he allows their ideas to be like mainstream.
They have
and in a way
loyalty
that's not
to the
like
message.
just straight up saying the N word.
Yeah, the message and the way the message is constructed. And of course, I mean, the viewership, there's reasons for that too. It's because they're the only major conservative network. So, I mean, you can watch a bunch of different shows and get a bunch of different media that's liberal. But if you're going to like sit down at prime time and watch or listen to conservative stuff, it's going to be Tucker. There's no other option. I mean, because even those other...
It's like a sense of authority with it, too. It's on Fox News. It's not on some random YouTube channel.
I mean, it consolidates that viewership into one place, wherein anything center or left of center, especially, is much more spread out. So you'll never get the numbers that Tucker gets. It's just like, TV ratings, how they used to be when there were only 4 networks. The ratings for regular shows were at places that will never, ever be matched again. Like,
yeah, of course.
The, what was it? Gosh, I forget what the numbers were for the Seinfeld finale, which was big, but there were still a lot of channels then. But something like the series finale of MASH was like Super Bowl numbers. Like that can never happen. It was like 100 million people, something like upwards of that. It's crazy. Like those ratings just do not. And meanwhile, the biggest series finale for the past couple decades, Game of Thrones, I think the highest they got was 18 million or something like that. So it's just too spread out. It's just not even worth looking at now. It's interesting to say, oh my God, this is the highest rated primetime news show. But at the same time, it's like, well, what do these ratings really mean? You know, I don't know.
The MASH series finale was 105.97 million people watched it. Almost 106 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Because what else were you going to do? Couldn't just turn on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'll catch it later.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I mean, people tried to, but they got looked at pretty strangely. Because whatever year that was, it's for old people. My phone's gonna die if we don't do this right. So, anyway, getting that stuff out of the way.
Happens.
Speaking of R.M. Brown, our Lord and Savior, he had brought up last Friday. As soon as I saw the thumbnail about Pearl, that content creator Just Pearly Things, which I don't know how much had you seen of her before R.M. Brown brought it up?
I've seen her a couple times, just in different creators talking about her and like how much she sucks and how much of a misogynist she is. And I was talking about her. I was like, there's this creator, her name is, or a podcast, whatever. Her name's Just Pearly Things. And they were like, oh, that's cute. And I was like, no,
it's not.
It's not. It's not cute. It's not cute at all.
Yeah.
It would be if it was someone else.
And I remember when I first heard about her, like 6 months ago or whenever it was. Who knows what time means nowadays, but I think even at that point she was kind of known, I mean, because as you'll explain, I mean, it's just a misogyny thing, but she was known for having already been kicked off of TikTok like 5 times or something like that. She was constantly getting banned.
Yeah, for harassing people or for what?
For breaking TOS. I don't know, like for being a piece of shit. I think they can do that. But I know, I mean, TikTok, I don't know much about it, but I think, just being vile enough can get you kicked off through mass reporting and stuff, because Hassan gets kicked off of TikTok all the time or gets like a 7-day suspension, but I think there's certain things. It's not quite like YouTube where you can just tiptoe around certain like set in stone rules and either stay on or not. I think TikTok's a little more, they have their finger on the trigger compared to some. So it's like just being an insane misogynist can get you kicked off. So.
No, she said, I got kicked off for calling fat girls whales. So she's a bully and she's harassing people and being a huge bitch, essentially. So I think you're right. Like that, it's not Twitter out here on TikTok. It's a place for, a little bit nicer to some, to some extent. I think that
Twitter.
it seems like a different vibe than Twitter.
Did I tell you that we got suspended on Twitter, though? We did. As in, I did, but... Yeah, it sucks.
But you wouldn't say something like that on TikTok.
Well, the one...
Because you'd get banned.
It's funny, there were two... Yeah, because I would want to continue using it. They were both directed at Matt Walsh, or in his replies and arguing with someone else. And what's funny, the tweet that wasn't the reason for the suspension was... no, Matt Walsh is literal human piece of shit, and I will honestly be happy if he died, or something like that. Like I said that. But instead, the one that got us suspended, where they're like, you need to delete this, or you're suspended, and then they still suspend you for 24 hours anyway. But the one that got me was me saying to him, that's terrible. I wish I could look it up. It was something like, that's terrible. I hope you fall down a flight of stairs and land in a pile of Legos or something like that.
No,
and I was like, is it
Lego bricks?
I think I said Lego. I'm not sure. Because I know that
you
gets
didn't.
stuck
You
in
said
my
it
head.
correctly.
But yeah, it's like, is it because I mentioned a brand that it really brought that up?
Yeah.
Like, because
Looks
I
up
didn't
and they're
wish...
like, hey, get this out of
I
here.
didn't wish death on anyone. It's like, of course, it's all terrible tweets that I shouldn't be spending any time on this site anyway, but I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, because that's
Instead
a
of-
horrible thing to fall on.
Yeah, no one wants to step on Legos. Yeah, I hope you step on a Lego and fall down a
Exactly.
flight of stairs. You know, I wouldn't be pushing you. I'm just saying. That could happen to you, and I'd be pleased if it did.
Glad.
But anyway.
Yeah. It's called Schadenfreude.
Yeah. But anyway, so just Pearly Things. She's terrible.
That's how I feel about her, too.
Yes.
Falling down the stairs. But really, just honestly, she's just so... She's so dumb. Like, it's so... I know.
It's so annoying.
It's so annoying.
Okay, Natalie.
Exactly. How she has, like, a platform and, like, because she's such a pick-me. Like... Such
Fucking
a
stupid
pick me, like
F-word bitch.
exactly, like how she's like, I
It's
don't
like a
think
pick me
women should
cranked to
vote.
11. Yeah.
And like in the most, she's like, I'm conservative, so
Yeah.
things would be better for me if rich people did all the voting and
Yeah.
the Republicans were in charge. And it's like, you just like literally like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Some of her
She was
points
saying
like
it would be better
go
for the
into depth
country
a little bit
overall
more.
if women had less rights, which it's like,
Yeah, because our
history doesn't
emotions
really
change
bear that
day
out.
to day.
but
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
that
so
comment.
incredibly vapid and like basic. Like she has no
not even vapid.
depth to any of her.
it's it's purposefully
it?
like totally.
What is it?
It's just, I mean, it's more pick me than vapid. It's
contrary.
totally contrarian
Yeah, that's true.
on
That's
purpose.
true.
Just like, no, well, you know what? I think, it's okay to actually talk to people about the problems with race mixing. And I think women are
God.
stupid. And that's why we shouldn't, and alpha males should boss us around. And if
And
a
that women
woman
always get bailed out of everything.
Yes, and that men should
And
be
that
able to
there's so
hit
many things-
women
yeah.
if they hit first. And women should know there are
Mm-hmm.
consequences. It's just everything is just taking like the insane answer that you get at the bottom of Twitter replies and
Mm-hmm.
just saying, no, that's what I think. Like it's not based on any value system. Because even in
Yeah.
that particular thing that that Aaron Brown showed, whoever those fucking guys were, just some conservative idiots from Britain or something.
Yeah.
But even them kind of pressing her on it, like the guy's like, but what does that
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, what does it mean? Outcomes would be better with a more conservative country.
She's like Republican.
Republicans
That's
would
her
be
answer.
winning. And he just still, I could tell that he wanted to say like, but what does that mean? Like, what does that mean
I
for
know.
everyday
That's
life?
that's what I mean.
What
She's
outcomes?
so
What outcomes are better? What are you talking about?
It's so annoying, and it's like, whatever, she's just doing it for attention. Well, she's getting attention, and it's really, really toxic. It's really to see women talking like that is like very validating for all these alpha males. But you know what? I was just kind of enjoying a little fantasy of her and Andrew Tate dating, and then them getting into this horrible argument, and she slaps him, and so then he hits her back. You know, this like professional boxer.
A
you
guy
know,
who
and
has
then maybe
already
she'll
beat
see
women.
why some people think that. Yeah, for sure. And he would just like legit knock her the fuck out. And then maybe she would come to her senses. And it would cause her to think a little bit about why people have this idea that women should, you know, about protecting women from horrible, violent, aggressive men, because they're usually like way bigger and fucking stronger and like can kill you and stuff like pretty easily. You know, if you give them a little slap on the face, then
It's
I
like,
guess
yeah.
you're getting what you deserve.
And
Maybe
in
she
your
would feel
ideal
differently.
world-
Not that I'm wishing that upon her. I was just fantasizing.
Yeah, and all these your ideal world, these landowning white men that are the only ones that can vote are making that perfectly fine and legal, so that you have no recourse because you're a second-class citizen, because that's what you wanted. I always think it's
That's
like
what you wanted, right?
it's this.
God.
I mean, that's kind of part of being a pick-me, is like being a purposeful token or useful idiot. I mean, you're not a useful idiot if you're
Yes.
doing it on purpose,
Like someone to point to.
But yeah, where it's like, yeah, she's just the women version of that, and it's cranked up to 11. It's like, you know, moronic, you know, black conservative pundits that talk about how it's hip hop and all that. That's the reason that the police murder black kids, or you know, whatever that crap is. So they'd be like, "See, it's not racist. I have a black friend that says this crap too." Or Candace Owens, you know, what she does to try to legitimize. It's like this attempt to keep the Overton window to the right, you know, by using these identity politics. And hers, Just Pearly Things, is it's so blatant. It's so gross. It's so
internet
you can
culture.
always just
It's so over the top.
You can always know exactly what she's going to say or how she's going to respond, because you just think, okay, what's the worst extreme position to take? That's what she'll take on whatever gets brought up.
You know what though?
Yeah.
I have this feeling about like that I can fix her. Like she's just doesn't know what she's saying. Like legitimately doesn't know. Like if I could be like, okay, well, what does that mean? And like, but you know, like what about this? Like maybe she could listen. She seems like, you know, maybe she could be fixed. She's only 26. But it's really.
That's what conservatism does to you.
R.M. Brown going over her video, it was seriously like I had to pause it a couple times because it was really, really frustrating to hear her say those kinds of things. Like, how is it that people can know so little about like history and stuff, and like why, like about, you know, women getting the right to vote? Obviously, you know. I'm a women's and gender studies minor, so I learned about that in college, you know.
You're a minor? Gosh, I thought you were older.
But, you know, just like what the world looked like for women before. I mean, there's been plenty of movies and books and blah, 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 TV shows and all this kind of stuff portraying those, like period pieces.
Yeah.
Where it's like, is that what you want? Like all this really strict, like, because what does she think that she's going to get? Like, she's just going to get to do whatever she wants? Like, if you, like, you're just going to do a podcast?
There's no thought.
Not unless your boyfriend
There's no
lets
thought
you.
in that.
Like,
it's just like how, I mean, Hassan and other people talk about it, where there's
that's what I mean about
trad wives, trad wife TikTok. It's like, if you were a trad wife, you wouldn't be on TikTok. What are you doing? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, man, did you know she... Oh my God, is that today? What's today? Yeah, today she tweeted
the 24th
that her team surprised her with her 1 million subscriber YouTube plaque. What the fuck?
Wow. 1 million
Let's
subscribers.
get back here. And people
She
just...
said about Nick. Oh my God. Okay, about Nick Fuentes, this fucking
Yeah.
Nazi that she had to interview. And she was like, the things he's saying, other people think that. And I just want to scream at her. It's like, do you know that there wasn't just one Nazi named Adolf Hitler? There was
Yeah.
a bunch of fucking people saying that. There were a lot of people saying that. Was that the right thing to say? Honestly, you know what she would say? I'd have to probably, there's like blah, blah, blah. She would probably
Yeah. I just wanna
obfuscate or
stop
whatever,
talking
not
about
really
this.
answer a question. Seriously, she sounded like such a fucking white woman that she's like, I just don't want to talk about this. It's like, she just gets to live her life. There's not like real consequences. She's now got her 1 million subscribers.
She has,
Oh my God.
this is all on Twitter. 5 parts Nick Fuentes sit-down episode. God, he is such a piece of shit.
He's such a little Nazi.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But let's see. And newsflash, this is 3 hours ago. Get ready for the worst news that you will hear about her. She just tweeted.
No.
No, it's kind of funny. This is the nightmare that we've been trying to avoid. She just tweeted, I just started recording the first song on my album today.
As soon as you said, I was like, she's recording an album. I fucking know it. Yes, absolutely. I can't wait for it.
Fucking
You know what,
stupid
Doug? This is
F-word
inspiring. Yes. Look at that stupid F-word bitch out here living her dream. We could do it and not be hateful about it. So
Yeah.
That was a really nice one. Thanks.
this is very
Inane Blather.
inspiring. We could. Oh.
Now she's getting involved in healthy
Yeah.
healthy eating Twitter.
Oh,
There's
she's
been a lot of-
extremely fat phobic. She's really rude.
And
Oh,
it's
she
just
loves to
super-
call women whores.
It's just
too.
weird. It's just so fascist. And it sucks that people downplay, start crying wolf about that too long ago because it's like, not everyone's a fascist. Like, there's a lot of fascistic stuff in online right wing. Like, it's crazy. I mean, just tweeting a clip from her show, and the tweet though is when the government makes it easy to destroy the family unit, you have a degraded society. Like, this stuff, it's so obvious to anyone else. Like, that's not normal shit to think. It's not normal. And actually, it's funny that you mentioned this for that she was
It's normal
she was
for a Nazi.
retweeting Andrew Tate. So,
What?
and because Andrew
Oh my
Tate's
God.
out of jail, right? Because he's on house arrest or whatever. And he said, they raided my house and took all my cars, so I bought 10 new Bugattis. What the fuck? What kind of
Bugatti.
Bugatti with
Bugatti.
bubble water. And what's really funny is all this crap about race mixing and all that stuff she was talking about. She has Nick Fuentes on. This recent tweet of her saying that she got surprised by her team. She says, I never ordered any of my YouTube plaques because I didn't care about it, so my team surprised me with the 1 million subscriber plaque. And then it pans over and you see her team, the people that work for her, black men. Very cool.
Interesting.
I mean, these people, as in her, not the black people work for her, but these people.
Interesting.
But
working for her, she's interviewing Nick Fuentes.
No foundation of values in any way whatsoever. And the guy wears a mask. He won't show his face on her stuff. I don't know. It's weird. It's a couple of black guys. Ugh. Anyway, yeah. Meanwhile, they're talking about Nick Fuentes, and he's telling someone that she shouldn't. This Italian girl that she shouldn't have a black boyfriend, and it's 2023. Someone like this should just be re-shoved into a locker and never heard from again. I mean, there's always going to be some
where
weird
there's
market.
1 million subscribers.
Yeah, there's going to be people. I mean, end of history in the 90s or whatever, there were skinheads and stuff, but it's it was a novelty. There's always going to be a few thousand people or whatever, but now just, I don't know, capitalism enables this. our capitalistic media, whether social media and news media and all of this, just really enables these extreme positions that are, number one, like ideologically extreme, so it's worth talking about. And then two,
It's like sensational.
yes, sensational. And then number two, yet still have an underlying basis in capitalism. So they get much bigger than they should be, because you don't see that spread like wildfire. I mean, unless you're in my Twitter bubble and you happen to see like idiotic 19-year-old, you know, I'm not going to, idiotic 19-year-old tankies or something like that. I won't add on all the other descriptors that I was going to say because it's just rude. I'm not Vosh, but it's like that doesn't spread like something like Andrew Tate, where there's this undercurrent of fascism, or Sneeko, or just pearly things and stuff, because it doesn't like bless you. It doesn't also uphold the status quo of capitalism, of people being able to get in there and make their money off of these ideas, no matter who it hurts in the process.
Yeah, and the patriarchy. I'll throw that in there.
Nah,
too.
that doesn't
I was just
exist,
thinking about
though,
Andrew Tate
so.
actually before we came on here. I just saw something of him where he's like, oh, you're gonna grow up to be a doctor? Like, he's seriously like Biff. He's like
Yes.
Biff from
Biff Tannen, right? Is that his name?
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah. Like, he's like such a like a satire version of like a hyper masculine dumb fucking guy that's like, wow, you're strong, so what? This isn't 2,000 years ago where you need to do physical labor every day. What you have to offer is legitimately useless to society as a whole. Sorry that you haven't come to grips with it and like grown a personality, but we shouldn't have to suffer because of it. Like, he's so just
For the greater good.
basic and fucking stupid. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, I got a bunch of Bugattis, all these broke ass teachers. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, how he kind of lorded that over
ridiculous how-
that guy's head who was asking for help to pay for his son's cancer treatment. And he's just like, well, you have to...
What
He's
a
like,
cool
you have to
guy.
ask me nicely first. I have the money, and I can give it to you, but you have to say please or something like, fuck you, man. Like, it's so
I know, just like-
disgusting that that's real.
Incredibly arrogant, incredibly just like exactly what toxic masculinity is. And he's exactly, because he's saying it's not toxic to be like that. Like,
Yeah.
he is the epitome of everything that can go wrong within the patriarchy and capitalism,
Yeah.
because he's got a bunch of fucking money by being a fucking douchebag.
Well,
But
yeah,
he's just...
the epitome
God, he's the worst.
of the every possible thing that could go wrong due to the
'cause he's
patriarchy would be a
bald.
podcast hosted by Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson together.
Oh my God.
It would just cover the entire
Jordan Peterson?
spectrum of what the patriarchy does to men, right? In a bad
look
way.
you can go like this hyper pseudo intellectual, you know, where he's just word salading all of this stupid bullshit
And crying
or then you
about
just go
it.
like the dumb dumb like yeah, and then you go the dumb dumb like hot route with a great body and big muscles and stuff, and he's just a total idiot. Like, I bet he got D's in all of his classes in school. He seems so
Oh,
stupid.
yeah, but some of those fighters, yeah,
you know,
it could
both
be.
alpha
I mean,
males,
Floyd
right?
Mayweather, pretty much, supposedly he's illiterate. So, and he's like 100 millionaire. Like, he literally can hardly read. But I mean, good for him. But
Jordan Peterson
from
that
each
thing that
according to
R.M.
their
Brown went
ability.
over- Yeah. Yeah, these guys need to, like, Jordan Peterson really needs the status quo to be upheld because he doesn't have much to offer.
Yeah.
He's good at getting addicted to benzos, and that's about it.
Oh, well,
So,
I mean, you know what's funny?
The thing...
Oh, go ahead.
Fuck. He's like, the other day, all this white nationalist stuff, him and that woman talking about culture and like pretty much getting down to
Shout out to
like
R.M. Brown.
biological
This was in today's
essentialism.
R.M. Brown
yeah,
episode.
this is Ooh, man, it's like what I've been saying. I'm like, he's a straight white supremacist. Like
Yeah.
the stuff that he's saying, it really, that's always what they come down to. These conclusions about why black people are suffering is because of they're black. You know, that's kind of their conclusion.
Head bonked individuals.
And it's
pretty much. Well, it's funny. Yeah, so I was trying to put it together in my head just today for whatever reason. I think because R.M. Brown had brought up old Jordy Peeperman in today's episode. And then so when I was at the gym, I was watching the first Thought Slime video I'd ever watched, which was about Jordan Peterson. It's from 4 years ago. And
it's a really good
yeah,
one.
and some of it, I was trying to put it together in my head. I was thinking about talking about it on the podcast, but even now I'm already getting scared of like how to piece together what I was thinking. But some of it, it's like, there's like 3 different, like paths or presentations of Jordan Peterson, right? And some more successful than others, you know, and especially depending on how you define success. I mean, there's the self-help crap, you know, from a psychologist that, you know, whatever, it could be the only thing that did some good for people, but is pretty shallow. And not
So
really
basic.
Any of the stuff that would be interesting in the connection he makes aren't really good. All the lobster stuff and things like that. It's like, well, you tried, you know.
Read the Dalai
But-
Lama if you want self-help.
I'm not going to do anything that Dalai Lama says, but no, that weird tongue-kissing freak.
Yeah, whatever.
No, anyway, there's that, and then there's the full-blown right-wing grifter, like what he is most of the time nowadays, where, I mean, that's successful for him in terms of making money and notoriety, but that's a very shallow, like, I think part of it is he literally just isn't as intelligent as he used to be. You know, so it's about the most he can do, but there's like this path that he could have, it seems like he was trying to go down when he did Maps of Meaning, because so now like Thought Slime went over the insane like diagrams and Maps of Meaning, or just, I mean, the entire concept of the book. It's really out there, but he was trying to be, you know, a philosopher, right? And so much of it, like even in trying to grasp it, I was more thinking of Jordan Peterson himself and thinking like, man, there's something there that could have been like either he's really close to making this point that would be an interesting philosophical discussion and I just don't quite get it because he doesn't describe it well, or he was he was really just really missed the ball. But even that is like way more noble of a thing, like him putting out these ideas of how he thinks, you know, how he thinks meaning is created, or, you know, whether he's trying to prove that that's the way that it is, or saying because of how history has happened, this is what humans do. That's all way more interesting and smart, you know, even if he's wrong, way more intelligent of a thing. And instead, like, the fact that he started and continued on a right-wing side of things made that all for naught. Like, you're not going to get...
all for naught.
Yeah, like, the more you stay on that side, for many different reasons, you're going to get dumber, or you're just not going to...
Mental illness is when you're right wing.
Yes, exactly. But, oh, man, do I have that one? Oh.
Mental illness is when you're right wing.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, you just, at the very least, even if you don't get dumber as a conservative intellectual, you're not going to get smarter. That's the whole thing. You're not going to reach new ideas. there's a reason that like people like Thomas Sowell and stuff like that still get quoted with the same crap, and it's the same ideas that they have that have never been proven correct, you know, in terms of like macroeconomics and stuff like that, where it's like it doesn't
ideas
exactly. You know exactly what I'm saying.
With a conservative mindset, is what I'm saying. It's like, it's right in the word.
Where it's like the constant end
like
of history in your ideology, where it's constant, no, this is as good as it can get. Anything more is wrong. Any further progress is wrong because it goes against the status quo, and the status quo is what's right, let alone people who want to return to 50 years ago or whatever it might be. It's like...
Yeah, and like, why decide on that certain point in time? There's a lot of time. There's a lot of human history we could return to.
Yeah.
What is like tradition, and like what is, I guess, because then they're
read
like
maps of meaning, and
Western
I'll explain
ideology.
That. No,
yeah,
but there was like I said, I can't quite get to what I'd been thinking, especially because I was on the elliptical and my mind was really going. But and I was like, well, I'm not going to write this down either. But it's funny that you brought him up, because it's like, man, I was really thinking about him today too. But
yeah, he just seems like a privileged white guy, just like he's some stupid guy with a huge vocabulary. And he's just,
I think,
not really with like, he doesn't seem to be doing things in a, good faith.
Yeah.
Like, his learning is not that.
Well, now
anymore.
he makes his money,
and I
by
think that's what happens
being bad
with
faith. So I don't think it was always that way.
Like with conservatives.
And that's kind of what I was getting at with like the maps of meaning,
maybe.
like looking at the diagrams, where it's like, this is a guy and he's trying to make this point. Like he's written an entire book about this. Like, that's really an undertaking, trying to introduce these philosophical concepts. But it's like, back then, I feel like he wasn't stupid, but he wasn't as smart as you think. Like, he sounded smarter than he was, because he wasn't quite getting across correctly whatever could have been gotten across in maps of meaning. But now, legitimately, like, he's demented or just dumb. Like, and because, I mean, sorry, you know, either it's a combination of drug use and overzealous conservatism. Like, it's a bad case of conservatism combined with benzos.
I think
like, he's literally lost 20 IQ points. Like, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Like, he's fallen.
But
he
even
fell
then,
for
maps of meaning,
a satirical article from DunningKruger.org or whatever it was. Yeah. Literally.
I just feel like he has always been just... It reminds me of someone who's like trying to do like alchemy, or like has a bunch of things with numbers or whatever, numerology or whatever. Like, that's what his maps of meaning seems like to me, is like these really big stretches just to push this idea, like not really looking for evidence of it exactly.
Trying to
just
work
fitting
it together.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to make it fit together is what it seems more like to me. More like not scientific as much as like religious, or like, you know, some like in that kind of way.
And that's why he's sticking with the
and
metaphysical.
Like very ego driven.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
oh, how I wish I could believe or understand that.
But man, okay.
Nice.
So now that was some blathering. Just some random shit because of just pearly things. Oh, she sucks. Here's a tweet from yesterday.
Don't look her up.
Do you think it's a bit hypocritical of women to expect monogamy if they have children with another man? Wow. Now
she's so cool.
That's a pick me up to 11. Yeah, that's just,
you know what? I wonder if she knows
behavior.
that she doesn't have to work that hard to get dick. It's so fucking easy, girl. Like, you don't have to act like this. If you want male attention, you can be normal. Like, you can be a normal person. And
she
guys
doesn't
will
want
like
male
you.
attention,
You
Natalie.
don't have
That's
to
what
be
whores
like...
do, according to her. So... Oh, here's another one. I don't think women should be entitled to any child support.
I wonder if she knows who actually benefits from the child support. I wonder if she knows that children
It's
are
for
involved,
the children,
like when women get.
fucking idiot.
Yeah, I wonder if she understands that that's what's happening. Is that like they pay for like food and like clothes
Wow,
and things like that.
she tweets a lot.
I wonder, oh my God, you know what? You know what made me, what I was thinking about her is I would like for Just Pearly's things to sit down with this very close friend of mine who left a long relationship, a long abusive relationship. She has 2 children with this man. And every step of the way, the system has been an absolute failure for her. Every day. Oh my God. It has been beyond. I don't know how she keeps it together. She's amazing. It's been, the court system, child support, all the welfare and anything. She's so lucky that she has, like a place to live, honestly. And he has done nothing but made her life absolutely fucking miserable. And then this bitch, Just Pearly Things over here, is saying like, oh, women get bailed out of everything. I would like her to actually have a conversation with the victim in some of these abusive relationships and maybe see like, that she doesn't know at all what she's talking about and what it's like to be an actual woman in the society, because she's like, whatever, I don't know, she's got 1 million subscribers. She doesn't live the same life, evidently, or she's just so fucking blind to it. She's never been in a situation, or she has no empathy. But I think she's probably just been privileged, is what I would guess. And to actually really see what it means for people, I think she could be a sociopath. Those are the ways that you can change people. Or I could push her down the stairs. One of the two.
Into a landing full of Lego bricks. Yeah. Or even Duplos or just some other brand. Yeah. Except since she's a woman, she doesn't get Lego bricks. She's going to fall on an erector set or something. Or connects. Yeah, connects.
Erector.
Those ones.
Ooh.
But long story short, women misogynists are terrible. And it's funny, and it enables more of it because right-wing, quote-unquote feminists, no feminist is right-wing, but like TERFs, or conservative women, things like that. It's like they can always just not be as insane as her and just pretty much put across the same ideas. They just don't say like women shouldn't vote or, blah, 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 because that's already said. Like that marker is there. That extreme position is there by this woman. They just don't have to go that far because someone already did. And so all the
moving the Overton window to the right.
Yeah. It's just So it's funny. I was totally gonna start the episode by just randomly shouting out Wendy. Because she listens to the show, so I wonder if she'll be listening and be like, we hear you.
She's actually a huge Andrew Tate fan, so she turned it off.
No. She's like,
Just
I
kidding.
love Just Pearly Things. I'm like, oh, that's really weird. No, I just wanted to shout her out and say hi.
Say hi to all our listeners.
Yeah. So let's list them right now.
Yeah. List the listeners.
Who knows? We might get a couple extra since R.M. Brown has mentioned our name a couple times now, but actually told people to listen to the show last week.
And they better listen to him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's our Lord and Savior.
Exactly.
Not good.
Oh, yeah. And if you don't listen to him and you don't take his advice and listen to our show,
It's because you're an honorless, lying little turd.
yeah.
Exactly.
You heard it straight from the mouth of our Lord and Savior.
The N-word.
No. But, and we're going to say, do you want to say, we're going to kind of change the show.
Yeah, we've been talking about just kind of what direction we want to go in,
so we're taking a hard right turn.
Not to get too much into the process. Yeah,
that we say here in the biz.
We're just actually circling back to where we're beginning, and I'm just going to be doing it in my
circling back.
bedroom with my bad audio.
Oh, no. I thought you were just making jokes about like corporate speak.
Just
we're
kidding.
going to shift some
No, I
paradigms,
was.
circle back to this at a later date. But yeah, think outside the box.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Exactly.
we're going to put out shorter episodes, right? And they're just
more frequently.
yeah. I mean, that's really all we have to say. We don't have to say, well, we're
Perhaps.
going to structure it differently. We're going to blah, 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 blah. But shorter episodes.
People want to know.
No, they don't.
No, we're just gonna. No, they don't. We're just gonna. There'll be some changes coming, so I hope you guys like them. And if you get onto YouTube, that'd be great to leave some comments, as long as they're nice.
No, leave mean
or
comments.
constructive.
I'd like to read them on the show and
yeah,
find your
so-
address
Yeah, sure.
and read that on the show.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Any attention's good attention. Just leave a comment.
Yeah, it's the Trump way.
So yeah.
Yeah, any
Hope you
feedback
guys
is
enjoy.
good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it'll be more like 2 shorter episodes per week. I mean, I haven't been very consistent with my uploading schedule anyway, but also, yeah, any of our friends that are listening, if you want to help us with how to do like video work, I don't know. Any help is
We don't even know what it's
very
called.
appreciated. Yeah, whether like recording through OBS and recording our talks, or even to do basic little video things, or how to easily make some clips, put them on TikTok or whatever, just anything else. Like all I do is I go to
we don't do
oneimagevideo.com,
anything.
I make a new thumbnail and I attach it to the audio file, I download it and I upload that to YouTube because I cannot be bothered to do anything else. But I'm sure people have efficient ways of doing more fun stuff. Like it'd be fun to do other things.
I think we would like to have fun, and we'd like you guys to be a part of it.
In other words, I'm leaving the
'Cause
show.
you are.
Bye.
You're
Okay.
what drives us.
You guys
Yeah.
have been heard. I won't be on anymore. That's like I hear you loud and clear.
So we'll just still have the conversations and just upload my half
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
recording.
They just don't want to hear me talking about it. Well, all those people can
Suck me from the back.
but yeah.
These people are sick.
I forgot how many good things are on this soundboard. Yeah. Instead, it'll be the exact opposite. In every 10 seconds, it'll be like,
Let's go to Doug. Doug is the guy you go to around here.
even though,
That Doug guy? Wow,
That's
what
what
a
people
want to
hear.
oh, man.
People like it. Look at just burly things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
It's very cringe when you do that.
But, yeah, I mean, I guess we could just be terrible and probably get some
Oh, yeah.
listeners that way. But I'd rather be just stupid. But
And unsuccessful.
yeah, exactly. I'd rather be stupid and unsuccessful with no friends and better audio quality. That's all I
Yeah.
want. Oh, I was gonna say right before we finish, since this will be our last hour-long episode, probably. Who knows? We'll probably go long sometimes, but man, I guess maybe the next one. I'll read this final issue of that famed local periodical that I had read on part of the show a few weeks ago. There's some jokes in the back, but there's finally the last issue. They couldn't keep doing it, and so someone saved the last edition. From, like it says, Wednesday, March 29th, 2023 AD, for God and Country, Volume 1, Issue 5, free weekly periodical. And it's funny because it actually is going over like a local issue that's really exciting. And it's like, oh, now you're stopping, though? And it's like, I guess, I mean, people already know about this from I don't know, from the monthly update from the mayor in our utility bills. That's how I heard about it,
Yeah.
or Facebook or whatever. But it's too bad it's covering some local news. But there is that's 3/4 of the page, and the other quarter is a story on grafting and tomatoes. But the idea behind grafting is to take a variety with the desirable above-ground horticultural characteristics connected to the roots of a variety of grafting. Anyway, but instead, I was wondering why the baseball kept growing larger and larger, and then it hit me.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice. That's a good one.
Here's a good one that I bet you can't guess the answer to. Why did the squirrel go to the psychiatrist?
Because he had schizophrenia, and that's not funny.
Wow,
Doug.
you nailed it. It's a total anti-joke in there. But of course, he was nuts. Duh. That's an easy one. Yeah, you're like, because why did the squirrel go to the psychiatrist? Arr! It's just some pirate joke. Because he always got lost at sea.
Socialism is when no car.
Yeah, so just I just want, for the few listeners that we have, either way, any comment is good because it's just a jumping off point. Any listener mail, YouTube comments, at Inane Blather on Twitter, inaneblatherpod@gmail.com. Anything, or for like 90% of our audience, just text me because I'm sure I know you.
I was gonna say I'll probably talk to you sometime this week.
Yeah, exactly, and we'll write it down. But
that was a really nice one. Thanks, Inane Blather.
Oh, thank you, R.M. Brown.
Inane Blather.
Oh, I was trying to do it over and over again.
Inane Blather.
Who are two
head bonked individuals.
So, but yeah. Oh, but yeah.
Not good.
I thought I had other ones, but
that was a really nice one. Thanks, Inane Blather.
You're welcome, and thank you. Shout out to R.M. Brown and Wendy
Lord
and Zach
Savior.
and Kelsey and Emily and
Benita.
Yeah, and Ryan.
And that's it.
Yep,
I
that
think.
covers it. No, and the two new listeners because of R.M. Brown. Oh, and me because I listen to the show.
Ron King and not me. I don't listen, but I do subscribe.
Never.
And I like and I comment. And I'm signed up for alerts.
So hit that
I do
like
everything
button,
else.
smash the subscribe button, ring the bell. Oh man,
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing that?
There it is.
As a content
What's
creator?
up? Yeah.
What's up, Inane Gang?
Yeah, that's how I go to the door. People answer the door when I knock on it. What's up there? How is?
And today we're
here.
pushing
Let's
a
get to the
car
pitch.
off
Yeah.
a cliff and seeing if our friend can get out with his parachute on before it hits the bottom. But,
like and subscribe for more of this content.
yeah.
Boring.
So, anyway, everyone is stupid except me. I love you. Goodbye.
Democracy doesn't work. Okay, love you
Okay,
too.
love
Bye.
you. Bye.